Hello and welcome to Steve McDonald's Arts and Crafts. And today what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be making a heart. Now I couldn't find a heart mould that I liked and met my needs, so I've made this one. So hopefully it'll work out fine. And if you want to know how to make a mould, it's really easy. Just check out a couple of my moulding videos. I will link them at the end of this video. And what I want to put into it is, I know it's a bit early, is some of these Christmas transfers that I've made. And I'm going to put the Father Christmas and the Merry Christmas in it. But I want it to be suspended in there and then with a coloured backing. So I'm going to do it in 2 pours. So I'll show you how I do that. And also, if you want to know how to make these, and they are so easy to make and they're so useful. I've made loads now. I've got them everywhere. I put them on cards and I'm using them for lots of different things. Then check out the video. I'll also put this one at the end again as well. So I'm ready to pour my resin in, but I'm not going to fill it up, obviously, because I want to put these in. So I'm going to pour it, oh, there's a hair there, I don't want that to get in there. So I'm going to pour it slowly down the side until I get to the depth that I want. But that should do me. And then what I'll do is I'll wait for that to cure, probably give it about 4 hours before I put the next layer on and add the little stickers. So this has had 4 hours now and it's cured enough for me to pop this into. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to do it so it's looking from the other side. So everything I put on needs to be reversed. And I'm going to use the little Father Christmas, I love you, Merry Christmas, as the little sayings in there. I want to avoid as many bubbles as I possibly can when putting these in, so I'm going to quickly show you how I do that. So what I do before I put them in is I always mix up a little bit of resin and I'll pour that in and allow that to degas. And what I'll do is I'll move that, and it's a very thin layer. I'll move that around until I'm happy that it's completely covered and there's no air bubbles in it. So then what I'll do is I will pop my, whatever it is, if it's a photograph, a sticker or whatever, and I'll put that in and then I'll move it around to try and release any bubbles that might be underneath it. Like so. And what that also does is it helps to create a little vacuum and it stops the actual image that you're using from floating to the top as well. So it helps get rid of the bubbles, but also it helps to stop it floating to the top, which can happen with things. And obviously I want I love you to go there. I'm hoping the Merry Christmas will fit in. It might not. Right, I can't see any bubbles on there. And then Merry Christmas. There's the Merry Christmas. We'll pop that there. We'll do the same thing with that as well. Okay, then we'll just pour a little bit more, tiny bit more resin on the top to make sure it's fully covered. It's in the position that I want it. It's likely not going to move now. And then what I'll do is I'll let that cure up for either overnight or another couple of hours, and then I'll put the backing colour on. This has been curing overnight now and it's nice and cured, so I'm all ready to put the very last coat on. And I don't want it to be a really thick coat, because if not, all that does is it makes it heavy. And what I'm going to be using is I'm going to be using gold microfine glitter here that I'm just going to pop into my mixed resin and give it a stir around. And what I find with microfine glitter is the majority of resins, it actually stays where you want it as opposed to sinking to the bottom. So once I've decided that I've got enough in there, a bit more I think, then I will pour that in and allow that to cure. I will get rid of any bubbles, although they don't really show in when you've been using microfine glitter, to be honest. Okay, so I'm just going to pour this in. I'm not going to be filling this to the top because I don't need it to be filled to the top. I just need it to be that coloured backing so you don't see right the way through it. I was going to use an opaque pigment for this, but I thought the glitter would look really, really nice. In addition to actually putting glitter on there, I've also gone round and, because it's quite sticky, with this microfine glitter, I've tapped it on and it won't come off because what it will do is it will just stick to it. But I just think it gives a really nice finish to the back. So this is cured now, so it should be ready to take out of the mould. This is the first time I'll have seen it out of the mould. Oh, and I'm really, really pleased how that's come out. I think that looks great. There we go. So there's a Father Christmas in there. It says, I love you, Merry Christmas. And it's really come out really well with the glittery background. So I now have to do something with it. I already have an intention of what I want to do with it. And like I said, that glitter won't come off even though I sprinkled it on. It was because that was sticky enough and it gives it a nice glittery back. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this eyelet in with a thread, and because this is not really only about 18 hours, it's still a little bit soft. So if I screw it in now, what will happen is as the resin heart continues to cure, it will really grip nicely and tightly around that thread and it won't come out. I find this is a much more secure way to do it than gluing them in or trying to screw them in. So there we go. So that's there. And the other thing that I'm going to do is I'm also going to put some ribbon through it. So there's the ribbon through it. So I'm just going to tie it into a little bow here. I'll just do a little knot first and tighten that up. Okay, and then I will do a little bow. There we go. And now that can hang on a tree, or you could hang it from a reef. There's lots of different things you could do with this. And this technique you don't just have to do for Christmas. I mean, you could do for any occasion, really, if you wanted a heart. So really nice, easy, simple technique, nice and sparkly. I think that will look great on a tree. Several different techniques here. I've linked the videos to the end of this video where I make the little transfers inside and also how to make your own silicone molds. So check those out. Also, don't forget, join my Facebook group, How to Resin with Steve McDonald. Links in the description below, as well as all the links to all the products that I've used in today's video. So check those out as well. Thank you very much indeed. Enjoy your resin. Bye.